Good. Good. Excellent. Let's throw some more evidence up here. Boys relating to it. All the boys participate in its creation and maintenance. Ralph focuses it and focuses on it. Ralph and Jack argue over its use.
The twins see the monster through light.
No, remember they can't really because it's dark when they encounter the beast. So if they had any light, they wouldn't see it as they saw it.
Piggy gives his glasses.
All right. Out of the four symbols, the four symbols being conch, glasses, Lord of the Flies, and fire, fire can sometimes be the most challenging in answering the first question. First question, of course, of symbolism is what? What does it represent? Anybody want to hazard some guesses? Oh, lots of people want to. Okay. Ah, good. It is a kind of power. So that's one of our, I'll tell you what, let me do this here. What else? Related ideas, Austin. Jacob. Brandon? Adam, did any others? Any other ideas you want to throw up there? More? Okay. All these are excellent. Some of them are really on there. Some of them are dancing around the edges. So how do we determine the difference? Think about Golding's pattern here. Golding so far has seemed to want to talk about each of us individually and our different characteristics. Leadership, aggression, logical reasoning. He also seems to want to talk about governments, democracies, and what works as an organizational method. So his other symbols should be somehow related to that. Somehow related to this idea of governance and this idea of us as people, what we're like, and how we act in groups. So which of these do you think is a focus for Golding? What do you think he really wants to focus on as a general issue, general thematic issue? I think he's interested in talking about society. What else on this list do you think he's really interested in talking about? Power. Anything else? Unity. I think you've hit those three, and what the fire represents is the energy or vitality of a social group. A social group has power and life and vitality behind it. Communities do things. Communities exist as organisms. Does anybody know the branch of science that focuses specifically on how this organism called a group functions? Sociology. Thank you very much. Psychology focuses on the individual human mind. Sociology focuses on the group mind. So scientists consider groups to be this existent organism, this thing that has a life. I contend that Golding uses the fire to represent the life force, energy, or vitality of a group. Not an individual, but of a group. Here's my support for it. When the group is out of control, so is the fire. Give me evidence. Yes, Jacob.
When they first light it and they are all dancing around it, the fire spreads.
And Piggy chastises them for acting like a bunch of screaming kids. They grow out of control, so the fire grows out of control. Give me evidence for when they are in control. Yes?
When they're in control, the fire is smoking.
Small fire that's emitting a lot of smoke. When the group breaks down, when they stop working together, what happens, Trevor? Correct. So by connecting this evidence, I think you can see pretty clearly that he's using the fire to represent the life of this group, of this community. When they're working well together, the fire is maintained. Oh, and by the way, it takes everybody to maintain it in some way. Even Piggy must participate. The group has this power that all people participate in. Oh, and Ralph, leadership, focuses on this power. He focuses on how to harness group energy. Why? What do we notice about Ralph and his weakness?
He's dependable. Or he needs to depend on the group.
He depends upon that group power. He can't do anything without the group. So why does Ralph focus on it? And you guys say obsesses over it? Because that's his only source of power. Of course he's going to focus on the fire. Because that's him. That's his power right there. Ralph and Jack argue over its use. What are they arguing over? They're just arguing over fire. What are they arguing over, Austin? Or what the group should do. Yeah. So they're having a power struggle over what the priorities should be of the group. Where should our group expend its energy? What does Ralph want to expend the energy in doing? Building shelters, survival, and rescue. What does Jack want to focus on doing? Hunting. I want to use this fire to cook food. And pretty much once Jack officially splits and decides he's not going to have anything to do with Ralph and Ralph's rules anymore, that's all he uses the fire for. Cooking food. A sort of tribal use of fire rather than Ralph's use. They disagree over where the society should be going. Look at that. No. Look at that. Sorry. What does all of his imagery have in common? Making it sound like a living animal, a living thing. It's a life force. A beard of flame. A beard is the outgrowth of an organism, human being. Crept as a jaguar. The flames are mastering the branches. Mastering is done through intention and will, some sort of animalistic intention and will. Thrust a savage arm of heat. These are similes and metaphors that are all showing an animal, a life of some sort. The fire is life. The fire is a vitality, and it's the vitality specifically of the group. Now, since he uses fire to do this, what do we know about groups? When groups work together, what happens? Mike? Things are achieved. Show me something that is achieved through the fire in the novel. You don't have to look in there. I mean, just think. Help Mike out. What? They're able to cook the pig. Excellent. They achieved something. Good. What else did they achieve, folks? Nothing? Just cooking the pig? Yeah, Ashley. Making a signal. They achieve making a signal. They do it. They're not able to continue it, but they do that. They signal for rescue, and had they not broken down, they would have been rescued. What else does it do? Golding doesn't make a big deal out of this, which is probably why you're not focusing on it, but it really does provide that protection and comfort at night. Those little ones are able to see the light of the fire, and it provides that comfort and that protection.